You should be here for one reason only: to learn how to make money. That's it. If a secondary supporting reason is that you want to be amongst other people that are doing what you're doing and see their growth, see their concerns, see the barriers, the speed bumps that they have to go through. So that way it reminds you that it's not just you that's going through it. It's everyone goes through the same. I went through it. And most, like everything else I've ever taught, there's going to be this point in which when you're listening to me or watching me do executions or talking about what the market's going to do, you'll have selective hearing because you're coming to me with your preconceived notions about what it is that you need. So you think you need to know this or that, and then you'll be understanding better when you're sitting down in front of the charts live. And that is an illusion. I felt that way as a young man. I felt that, all I had to do was read a few books and I'd figure it out. Not knowing that I was going to be a huge barrier like you are and like everybody else that does this. That 7-pound universe that's in between your ears, that brain, has a wonderful, ability to present distractions or reasons not to do certain things or follow rules. And I talked about a mindset that many people have but won't admit to it. And the ones that try to resist it while learning how to trade, they're not going to be successful. And that trait is needing to be right. Every day before you sit down and watch a video of mine or sit down and listen to these types of discussions, which are all psychological, it's to prepare your mind. Okay, it's to prepare you with your mindset about what it is that you're doing, recalibrating yourself. You're not here to make me a celebrity. I don't want to be a celebrity. I don't want to be looked up to in high regard like some of you want me to be. I don't want that. You are here to learn how to make money. I have that ability to share with you how to find multiple ways of doing it in the marketplace. But most of you are trying to do that metal detector guy on the beach. He's looking for someone that lost some coins, or maybe they lost their wedding band. And how many times does he really find something like that? Probably not all that often. But he knows that what if he does? It pays for all the times they was out there plundering around through the sand. But in his mind, he's out there getting some sun. He loves what he's doing. He has submitted himself to the process. And if it happens that he finds something, well, that's all the better. But he enjoys doing what he's doing. Do you enjoy doing this? I saw a tweet this morning from a person saying, I hate this. I hate doing this. And I don't know if I should quit. The fact that you sat down and tweeted that, you have branded that on your soul. Your very spirit now has that very thing attached to it. And you have no idea the difficulty that you're going to have to work beyond that. When you vocalize, okay, because in the tongue there's power, okay, it's the power of giving life and taking life. Life and death is in the power of your tongue. I can say to you, you are one of my best students. You are so good at what you've done. You've done so well training and listening and following all the rules. And if I was to say that to you, you would feel empowered. Oh, it's awesome. He said that about me, man. It's great. I feel so good. Or if I sat down with one of you and said, look at you. You are a waste of a student. You've done nothing correctly. You've literally wasted your time and you don't do anything right. It's all your fault. So be miserable. Stay in that state of mind. I don't want to waste my time on you. Wow. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. I don't talk to my students like that. What I do is I show them what they're doing incorrectly. So that way they can correct themselves. If you were off course in a ship, one small little degree off early on in your development or your course of departure, you're leaving your port of departure, heading towards some destination. If that ship is off 1 degree, just 1 degree over the course of your entire journey, you will not arrive on time. You might be able to calibrate later on in the middle of the journey when you discover that you're on the wrong path. But why would you want to do that? Keep your bearings. Know exactly where you're here, what you're here for, why you're here. It's to learn how to make money, how to read these charts, get that skill set. If you don't focus on that and let that be your number one driving reason for being here, you'll get distracted with other things. You won't be that diligent about your study. You'll let the drama, the pain, the discomfort of the process that everybody has to go through, you want it to be faster. And the more you want it to be faster, quicker for you to understand it, the longer it's going to be. Because you're wasting time and energy and effort worrying about how to speed it along instead of just going through the normal, everyday approach to going through it. There's only way to go through it is to go forward. That's it. There's no around shortcut. There's no faster way. There's nobody going to be able to condense this so that way you understand it correctly. The only thing they can talk about, they could be an echo. Take a small little sampling of something I've said, and it sounds amazing to the first time listener. They'll, oh, this is awesome. This is great. Well, I understand it. I created it. But it's going to be short in their understanding, and they won't know when the best time to use that specific tool, that approach, that mindset. And they leave it to the audience to come with their own result. And they'll pony show that. And they'll say, look what I'm doing. I'm teaching. I'm making all my students profitable. When the only thing you've done is echoed. And you've done it in an incomplete manner. That's how I'm talking to my students that are quickly trying to go out there and create a name for themselves as a teacher. Experience, learn it properly. You aren't done learning yet. Everything I've taught, I still have things to talk about. None of my charter members are complete. They may have a model. They may have profitability. They may have no real need to come to me anymore. But if you're going to weigh out in the balances, do they know everything that I know or was willing to teach or that I already taught? No, none of them do. Not one of them do that. Because the ones that are profitable, they found what they were looking for while going through the process. And none of them have came back to me and said, what I came to you looking for and had in mind what I was going to learn, I learned it exactly, and it was exactly what I was expecting. They all said, I didn't even see this coming. And now this is what I trade, and I'm completely comfortable. Are you willing to be flexible like that? Because that's what's required. You have to have that flexibility, that ability to adapt. Because again, when you come to someone as a student, or you're not even a student yet, you come here with the expectation you're going to learn how to make money. That's great. Hold on to that. Hold on to that. Because if you don't have that, you'll quit. Because if you're here to just feel good, like it's some kind of club, some kind of a community that just keeps everybody hopped up on goofballs, feeling good. And I try to do that when it's appropriate. When we're expecting a certain market move to happen or a certain level get hit, I'll put some kind of a little bit of a spin on it, whether it be a meme or some kind of backhanded remark, just to create some emotional response, because that way it anchors it to you. You'll remember it because of that. Whereas if I just say it's going to go here, it goes there, and I never talk about it anymore, it just goes, you won't see that as something that is a milestone, which is important to see marked, logged, recorded in a journal, because you will encounter times when it feels like you can't do it. It feels like it won't make sense. You can come to me with this spirit of expectation
Nice.
Mindset saying, okay, I know nothing, I'm ready to learn. And then what happens is, because I have so many things to teach, I have so many approaches to going into the marketplace and finding setups. That was my weakness. I was afraid to enter the trades because I had no real understanding in 1992 what I was doing. So the entirety of 1993 and 94, I developed entry models because that's what I was fearful of. And I believed that I needed to be in every price swing. Every time something happened in the marketplace, I had to know why it did that. And because I'm obsessively compulsive, I poured all my energy and time into understanding what causes all these types of movements. And I want you to know that everything I've taught thus far is more than enough. What have you done with it? See, when you come to me and you want to learn and you're in the right mindset and you start learning new things and new concepts and approaches and things that help fortify your understanding of price action, you get addicted to that. And I do my best to make it sticky so that way you want to come back, because it's easy to talk yourself out of it in the beginning. It's easy. It's easy to say this is too hard. But I'm aware as a mentor, I'm a realist. There's going to be people that come to me with all the right intentions, even with the proper mindset. I will fail them as a mentor because of something I can't do. And I'm a human. I can't meet every expectation of every student that comes to me. I understand that. And I wish that I could get that reach to be able to get that person that I can't fully communicate the understanding that they're lacking. But I'm a realist. I know that I'm going to fail some of you. In that regard, I will. But it doesn't cancel the responsibility that you have. You have to make a real conscious effort to do this and stay motivated. And the way you stay motivated is, why are you doing it? Why are you here? Are you here because you've seen no evidence that these things work, or you've seen evidence that other people have even used the content and they're making real money? Chances are that's probably what's happening. I think I'm seeing the biggest growth because of that very thing. People are making money. They're attributing it to what they learned from me. And I'm so thankful and appreciative of that. It's all they're asked for. Because when they come here and they hear me, they can hear me say these words: I have been blessed. Whether you choose to believe in God or not, I know He exists. And you learned what He gave me. And I'm a firm believer, because I'm cheerfully giving it to you. He continuously blesses me. Not only in this, but He blesses my life in other things as well. But I'm worried about you, the person that watches a video and thinks you understand everything because you watched the video at 2 times the speed without even taking notes and thinking, I'm going to go out there and do it with my live account. I don't want you to do that. I want you to learn it properly. And I want you to be absolutely bored to death that you know exactly what you're doing. That's how you know you're ready to trade. That's how you know it's good for you to go out there and try to get those funded accounts. It's good for you to then consider trading with real money, because you know that you're not all hopped up. You're not excited about making the money. You're just, well, I'm ready. Let me out and do it. I'm not scared. I'm not terribly excited that I'm going to be overconfident. This is the rule-based idea I'm following. It seems to work a lot. It fails sometimes, but I'm able to come back from that. It doesn't knock the legs out from underneath me. It just means that I took a loss. And then I have to keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing and keep the losses minimized. And let money management and trade management in the model I follow dictate the outcome. And don't put time limits on your success. I have to be this by that. No, you don't. Trust me. That date on the calendar, that time will come, and you'll still be here breathing. The things around you will still be the way they are, even if you don't get there because that was a goal you set. Goals have to be flexible. They're time-based, yes, but they're not in stone. They're just coordinates. I'm aiming for this destination. Well, your destination should be excellence. That's it. You should always be aiming for excellence. And you're going to find that you're going to have to calibrate yourself throughout the progress and process of getting to that destination. You're not going to get there overnight. Nobody, believe me, man, if there was somebody on this planet that was going to be able to do it overnight, I swear to God, I believe I was going to be it. Look at still can't be what I thought I was going to be when I first started. When I first started to really understand what I had in my hands. Because me as a human being, I wrestle with, I was going to reply this, folk, this not, I don't know if this is a guy or girl now that I think about it, but one of the guys follow me on Twitter. They mentioned, like, you know, how do you overcome, you know, when you don't do it right, or if you lose money, like, how do you keep pressing forward? Well, it goes back to what you're doing, why you're doing it. See, I worked a lot of stupid jobs. And when we were driving down to Florida, I asked my wife, I said, when you were younger, how many jobs have you had? And she's like, I don't know. And we sat there and thought about it. And her list was really, really short. I had like 27 jobs. 27 jobs as a young man. I bounced around, like, now some of them were like 1 or 2 days, but I was there, right? I was there. I did the job, and I said, the hell with this. I ain't doing this. As soon as I got under the pressure of someone I knew was an idiot that did not know what they're doing, I couldn't be under them. I was like, you know what? I can't. This person has no idea what they're doing. They don't know how to manage people. They don't even know their own job. And if you're going to sign on to a job and they're not going to properly train you, what does that mean? You're going to be stressed out. And chances are they're probably going to get rid of you anyway, because you aren't able to do the job that they can't train you to do properly anyway. So, see ya. Well, in this endeavor, I tried to be the best manager. If you were to come to me as a student, I look at you as a college student. I'm the college itself. I'm the college professor. I'm the teacher. Okay, so I'm trying to fill all those seats, wear all those hats, and I'm trying to be as personable as I possibly can. I am giving you more time than any other person out there, whether they charge money or do it for free. Nobody is investing more into you than I am. Nobody is. I'm doing it more than you are. I believe in you more than you do. I know what you're doing incorrectly, and I know how to overcome that. But whether you're willing to listen to that good advice or not remains to be seen. And I have students that don't want to listen, and they stay exactly where they started when they first came here. And some of them get bent out of shape, and they blame their failure on me. And it's not accurate. You're just doing things incorrectly, or not doing the things I'm told you to do, or doing it long enough. It took me 6 years. 6 years, folks. What if I would have said, all right, guys, my name's Michael Huddleston. You know, I know how to trade these markets. I'm going to show you what to do. I'm going to prove it beforehand. I'm going to show you what it's going to do. Bada bing, bada boom. And then it said, at the end of 30 days of calling it every single day correctly, and it did exactly what I was expecting it to do, say, okay, now, who wants to sign up to learn how to do this? And it's going to take you 6 years. Right away. Oh, no, man, I got things to do. Sorry, there's a guy over on YouTube that's doing something in Discord for $30 a month. I'm going to go there. No. So the way I teach is I lay breadcrumbs down. I give you what I think is going to happen in the future. So I predict the future using tools and concepts that I've already taught. So that way you can see, Does this resonate with you? Do you like the feeling of seeing us as a community look for the market to do a specific thing, and then when it comes to pass, how do you feel? Do you feel empowered? Do you feel like it's just luck? Do you feel like it is just another day at the job? It should be that, just another day at the job. When you go to work this coming week, for those of you who have jobs, do you feel like you need to go home and tell your friends and coworkers that you meet outside the workplace, or go online and say, I had the most amazing day at work? You have no idea. I processed so many accounts today. I was the head of everybody else. Look how many accounts I processed today. And I only lost one customer, but I got it back because I picked up a new customer over here. That's the same thing what everybody wants to do in trading. They want to go do their trades, go on social media and say, look at this trade I did over here. Look. I made this many pips. I made this many handles, this many points. Yeah, I got stopped out over here, but I got it back over here. I corrected my drawdown. Look at this. That's not the right mindset. You don't do it at your job. Why? Because nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what you did to earn your paycheck. They don't care. They only care what you drive, where you sleep, how you spend your money, what you dress like. Because they won't be content where they are, in the skin they're in right now. They want to live a different life. Still can't be what I thought I was going to be when I first started. When I first started to really understand what I had in my hands. Because me as a human being, I wrestle with, I was going to reply this, I don't know if this is a guy or girl now that I think about it, but one of the guys follow me on Twitter. They mentioned, like, how do you overcome, when you don't do it right, or if you lose money, like, how do you keep pressing forward? Well, it goes back to what you're doing, why you're doing it. See, I worked a lot of stupid jobs. And when we were driving down to Florida, I asked my wife, I said, when you were younger, how many jobs have you had? And she's like, I don't know. And we sat there and thought about it. And her list was really, really short. I had like 27 jobs. 27 jobs as a young man. I bounced around, like, now some of them were like 1 or 2 days, but I was there, right? I was there. I did the job, and I said, the hell with this. I ain't doing this. As soon as I got under the pressure of someone I knew was an idiot that did not know what they're doing, I couldn't be under them. I was like, I can't. This person has no idea what they're doing. They don't know how to manage people. They don't even know their own job. And if you're going to sign on to a job and they're not going to properly train you, what does that mean? You're going to be stressed out, and chances are they're probably going to get rid of you anyway, because you aren't able to do the job that they can't train you to do properly anyway.